Welcome back, listeners, to the best small business show. I'm Rich, and today BJ and I are tackling a very, very hard truth. Are too many offerings tanking your sales?
Ooh, Rich, this sounds so ominous. Oh my gosh, but you're spot on. Too many businesses think of more products and services. Everybody has ADHD and they're just thinking about one more thing that they can get there and they think it means more revenue, but it can actually overwhelm customers.
Absolutely. It's kind of like when you go into a restaurant and they have like a 15-page menu. It's like, I don't know
Oh,
what to pick. I have no idea. I don't know what's good or not. But you know what's funny is BJ and I see startups, we see consultants, and even established stores and brands clutter their lineups constantly.
with all that clutter comes confusion. Confused clients rarely buy, rarely.
Yeah, and it's different like when you go into other stores and they only have a set like Trader Joe's. They only have like this many things. Aldi
Yeah.
only has this many things. You don't get if you go to a big supermarket, they have literally 200 salad dressings. It's like I don't know which one to pick.
I don't know. I don't know.
So let's dive in and see why having too many offerings can backfire. So let's explore the reasons behind product or service overload. Why do you think too many offerings are hurting certain store sales?
I think the what you're coming up, what you're coming across is that too many choices create decision fatigue. So, the buyers get stuck and they bail. They
Yeah.
literally will walk past the 20 salad dressings and not get salad dressing that day because they prefer to do that than sit there for 3 minutes and find Ken's salad dressing. So it really drives them crazy.
Yeah, and also I think resources get spread thin. Your marketing, your staff, and your budget get diluted because they're trying to, handle all of these different products and offerings. And they're getting just it's almost like OCD. You're like all over the place all the time.
Yeah. And also the quality can really drop, Rich. Like you're looking, if you don't have just like one product in a product category or service that gets the attention that it should get, all of a sudden you're just like bing, 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 bing. It just is really hard on the staff, the team, and your vendors. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And this is up your alley, BJ. Your brand messaging becomes muddled. Okay. It's like customers can't pinpoint what you're really good at. Kind of like what I said at the restaurant. What are you are really good at making? You go into a diner and they have, New York strip steak. You're going like, yeah, I'm not going to buy the steak.
I don't think that's a good idea. The
No.
steak is not the choice. My daughter will walk into the deli and it's got the 15-page menu, and she'll order Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
I think she does it out of spite, but she's like, I know I love Fruit Loops. Oh my God. But you know what? Competitors also, if you notice, you look over the wall, they have a focused lineup. That builds trust. It builds a real continuity. That clear messaging stands out.
Yeah.
Unbelievable difference.
Yeah, and that's what you don't want to have happen. So ultimately, all of these factors push potential clients and customers away instead of reeling them in. They're actually, people that try to go, look at all that we have to offer, you actually scare your customers away.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not about having offerings, it's about streamlining and simplifying. Just get get it into your head that that actually will be your big money maker.
Well, surprisingly, BJ and I have 4 action items for you to do,
Yes.
like we do
Yes.
every week. So let's start out with action item number one. What we want you to do is to identify a core winner. Okay. We want you to focus in on a core product or service, the one thing that sells the most or defines your brand.
Yeah. And we want you to double down on what customers already love. So it's really looking at your entire offerings and really looking at the things that the clients routinely purchase. So focus.
Yeah. And what we want you to do is to cut or reduce anything that doesn't align with that core. Okay. So if you're selling cookies, don't start, serving gravy or something because you like it. It has to align with the core.
Yeah. And I have to say, the first thing you're going to notice is that it frees up time and budget to optimize your main revenue drivers. The support you can give to the products that are really doing fantastic. We're not saying slim down to one thing. We're saying slim down to that grouping where you're super strong, your team is super strong, your vendors get you everything. Streamline into that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I ran into this a number of years ago where a coach that I speak with on a frequent basis, he was talking about, Rich, you talk about your coaching all the time and sessions and things that you offer. He goes, the most important thing that you offer is something that's like number 4 on your list, which is you're always on advisory, that I'm always available for clients, for them to call me and to
Oh,
look and do things.
that's my
So,
favorite thing about your offerings.
yeah,
Absolutely my favorite thing is a quick phone call, a quick text,
yep.
something like in the immediate, oh my God, he's negotiating with me. What do I do? Did it? And you're like, stand firm. That's it. It's the
Exactly. And
best.
what's great about it is because I'm always available, he goes, that's the most important thing. That's what people are going to pay for. Make that number one, make that your core winner. And so that's what I
Yeah.
do. So,
Yeah. That's fantastic. So action number 2 is simplify your sales funnel. So what we're talking about here is be as direct as possible. Avoid the funnel overload. That's going to be a phenomenal advantage for you.
absolutely. It's fewer steps and fewer choices mean faster decisions. People will buy faster. Now, granted, you're going to get that outlier once in a while that's going to, well, can I have it with gravy? And you're like, no, we don't serve gravy. We have these things. Fewer steps and
Yeah,
fewer choices mean faster
yeah,
decisions. And the customer, especially if you're a consultant or you have a business, you go, this is what we do. We have,
yeah.
it's interesting that a lot of organizations like Starbucks has what tall, venti, and what's the other one? Venti and
Grande,
grande.
grande, tall,
So
grande, venti. Yeah. But you know what? You can test your funnel. I'm not saying get rid of all your incredible, great ideas. You can test your funnel. And if people, seem to drop off at a certain point, okay, that might be the point where there are just too many options and they're getting scared away. So that testing is invaluable.
absolutely. And also keep the paths clear. Okay. Don't give them too many detours and choices and things. Potential buyers get lost.
Yeah. I have a great soap company out in the Midwest I watch. And what is amazing about that group is they have seasonal offerings and then the tried and true. And what happened for about a year, they muddled everything. So you weren't sure what was, a seasonal and what wasn't. It
Yeah,
was really wacky. And someone must have said something to them. And they, at the beginning of the year, they re-straightened themselves out. And I bet she's got much better sales. It's
absolutely.
amazing to watch that happen. Let's take a break right now. I got a great promo that I want to do. Many of you wonder how to streamline your offerings and figure which product should be front and center. It is a common challenge. And that's where my podcast buddy, Rich, comes in. His business coaching isn't just any coaching, it is customized and crafted specifically for your business needs. No outdated curriculum, tedious assessments, just real solutions. Whether you're looking to increase sales, improve efficiency, or refine your brand messaging, Rich has the expertise to guide you. Don't wait. Visit Rich G to start your journey toward a leaner, more profitable business lineup.
And small business owners, is your marketing efforts getting buried in a sea of meh offerings? My podcast partner at New Renew, BJ Flagg, is the expert you need. With her deep knowledge in brand marketing and website design, a passion for helping small businesses scale and soar, she'll help you simplify your messaging and stand out online. Head over to newrenew.com today and discover how fewer, better offerings can supercharge your brand's impact. So let's jump right into action item number 3, how to use data to refine your lineup. Okay. So whenever I say data, people are like, oh, there's the yawn and oh, don't talk to me about data. But how can business owners use data here, BJ?
Well, you know what? I'm so addicted to data. So I'm your girl when it comes to all of that. Follow the conversion track. The best part about analytics is you can follow it and see where people drop off or abandon carts. This applies to services and product offerings. You can see where it always happens. You know, where do the inquiries stop? Where do they stop? Even returns. Understand all the ins and outs of why are these all getting returned? Oh, the product wasn't good. So all of that information, that data has to go back and tell you what offerings truly perform.
Absolutely. And once you've got that information, cut the low performers
Yeah,
or package them differently. They still might be good, but they're just not presented the right way. So don't go crazy and cut like crazy, but you might have to package them. But also, you might need to cut. You need to be vicious and cut those low performers. Because,
yeah.
BJ, how many stores have you been in where you just see a whole area and go, I know no one's buying those things because they're full of dust, you know?
I know, I know. And you know what is so weird is that the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
That's just the facts. And they show you where your sweet spot is. And in some respects, I think there are clients that actually ignore it. Go, oh yeah, yeah, no, no, I know we make that money on that, but you know what? I really want to have this.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, no. So you do need somebody in that company that has the wise opinion of what should be that next move.
Well, it's interesting because I've done that with my proposals. Because if you think about like a business like mine, a large part of what I do is when I meet with a prospect for the first time, I have to give them a proposal. And what's the most important part of the proposal? It's the price. It's if you've
Yes.
ever done a proposal, it's like you page through all the blah 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 blah, and you get to the price. You go, oh, they're crazy. And so I actually use a system, a program that I have my proposals on, and I send it to the prospective client. And I can track when they open it, what pages they look at, and how long they
I
spend on
forgot
each
this.
page. And it's interesting because it gives me data to go, I should stop doing that page. Nobody even looks at it.
Yeah.
I should stop at this page. Nobody looks at it. They read the first page, they read the page with my offerings, and then they read the price. That was it. I said, I should cut my proposals down to 2 or 3 pages. And that's what I've done now. They're like two
Yeah.
or three pages.
Yeah. And you get a result so much faster. It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable, right? All right. Well, let's do action number 4, which is position your offerings clearly. So finally, if you're keeping multiple products or offerings, present them in a crystal clear positioning. So now you get back to that marketing staff, you get back to the brand marketer, and you say to yourself, okay, I want to be super clear, right, Rich?
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
It's each offering should have a distinct audience or a unique benefit. That's the thing. You need to say, okay, if I'm selling this product or I'm offering this service, who's my audience? Okay. And or what is the benefit? We always like throw things out like, oh, I do this. And it's like, well, are they really going to need this? So you
yeah,
have to figure out what the benefit is and who your audience is.
and think of it like clear categories and tiers, good, better, best, that type of thing. You
Yeah.
know, um, you can blend in the audiences and you can have the different offerings because in your head you think, oh, well, maybe they'll also like the performance tee. Don't cloud the message. Be as clear as you possibly can. You're going to have a winning offering.
Yeah, and don't force your customers to figure out what's right for them. Don't tell them like, if I were you, I would do this. Guide them. And going back to what BJ just said about good, better, best. And BJ, you probably know all about this, but in pricing, what you want to do is develop your services like good, better, best that you always want them to go to the better. Optimally, you want to go to the best, and some people will choose it, but you
Yeah,
want to price it and develop the offerings and guide them to the better because you're upselling them. Because naturally, people want to just do the good. I'll just do the good, and it's the cheapest, and I'll
it's
just do that.
okay.
And
Yeah,
and it's interesting. I just spoke to a vendor yesterday, and they were pricing a service, and it was you get these things for $800 and you get these things for 1,000. And I'm like,
yeah,
I might as well just do the 1,000. It's
yeah.
$200 more. So
It
they
wasn't
priced
enough
it
of a
just
difference.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And they use data. They use data to figure that little puppy out.
Yep.
And I also think that look at somebody like Old Navy, Gap, where you
Yeah.
walk in the store and they have the spring offering and it's exciting and you're looking at all those things. But what you actually walked in for is their amazing jeans
Yes.
selection. So, yes, it's beautiful. I really enjoyed it and all that kind of stuff, but make sure those jeans are all totally organized so I can get over there, have them, and get out the door. So, really position it as clear as you possibly can.
So let's recap the 4 action items to what they're offering overload. Number 1, identify your core winner. Number
Yeah.
2, simplify your sales funnel. Number 3, use data to refine your lineup. And number 4, position your offerings clearly.
And just remember that more isn't always better. By focusing on fewer, stronger offerings, you are close to more deals and building a brand customers really can trust.
Absolutely. So that's it for today. To our audience, let's keep the podcast momentum going. Share this episode on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, Threads, and Blue Sky with the hashtag The Best Small Business Show. And BJ and I really want you to do that because we're hitting, this is our 395th podcast. It takes 2 seconds to just share it. Once you share it, our audience grows and it just helps us that much more. Spread the word and keep our community growing by subscribing to our show.
And we can't end this podcast without a big shout out to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo, who makes us sound so professional in every episode. Folks, have an unbelievable week. Crush those goals. And we'll catch you on the next podcast.